Sunday that the ball late in the game was coming out of your hand, maybe the best it's been in a while. Is that something that you can replicate going into another game?
Something you can definitely try to replicate. Just obviously throughout the season, bumps and bruises here and there, and sometimes affecting mechanics, and just trying to find what fits best. But I felt like this last week, just mechanically, felt as sound as I've ever been really throwing the football. So again, just making sure we're practicing good practice habits. And Coach Brady did a good job last week of, we started doing some individual drills again, filling the base, get back to where it needs to be, just being as balanced as I can be in my throwing motion. And it felt good coming out of the hand, so just got to continue practicing those habits.
You're building on that as this week begins now? I mean, do you feel like you have?
Absolutely. And again, that's you want to peak at the right time. I think this football team, we've still got our best ball to play, but we're trending in the right direction. And we're very fortunate to be playing another game. There's a lot of teams that aren't in the playoffs, a lot of guys that are not practicing today. So this is a very inspired group right now. We just love that we're able to come in here and do what we love to do.
Josh, the conditions last year in the playoffs against Cincinnati weren't great. It sounds like the forecast, it's early, but might not be great again. Can you learn how to take anything away from that experience last year and apply it to this week, getting ready?
Well, I mean, we just got to be sound, schematically and within our fundamentals. The wind may move the ball a little bit, but again, having the experience that I do in the stadium and knowing, wind patterns, what we expect them to be, at least, just having a good sense of that, and again, just finding ways to get our playmakers the ball on the outside. Typically, it's going to be with weather like this, a game that both teams are going to run the ball, and it's going to be very possession limited. So we got to make these possessions count. I don't think so. I think, scheme-wise, I wouldn't say they're totally different from that. Now, personnel, they're a little bit different, but they're playing at a very high level right now. I know they ruled Watt out, but that doesn't mean we're in the clear. They've got a very good defensive line. One of the better players interior that's played this game in Cam Hayward. He's an animal. Highsmith on the left edge. He's playing as high level as anybody in the league right now. So we're going to have our hands full. We got to make sure that we have a good game plan. We're communicating well, and it's win or go home.
The other day, the NFL was talking about 19 interceptions, the storyline. A lot of the time, he was basically defending because he said all interceptions really aren't equal. Like some don't mean anything, some are big ones. What was your reaction to it today? I mean, you don't want to throw them.
Yeah.
But is the 18, did he kind of look for something better?
I don't know. I'm trying to do whatever I can do to help this team win. At the same time, I don't want to throw them. It's not fun looking at the stat sheet and seeing interceptions. Whether it's before the half on a Hail Mary attempt or long fourth down, like it still doesn't feel great. And interceptions sometimes like just momentum. It's something that you can't see, but something you can feel, and sometimes it gives them momentum. And again, don't want to limit our chances to score points. And I've done that a couple times throughout this season, and that's never any fun. And I guess it's part of the game. You're going to have a bad throw here or there. You're going to have a tip here or there. But the ones that you make bad decisions on, we got to find a way to I got to find a way to limit those and not have those anymore, because that could come back to bite us, and I don't want to be the reason why.
Josh, like so much stuff goes into to a game. What goes into having the patience to win that game?
Yeah, I think just trusting the guys around you, understanding the flow of the game. Each game has its own little twist, its own little flair, its own situation that you have to figure out as it's unfolding. And the more that you play, you feel like the more comfortable you can get in those type of situations. So it's being comfortable and just, again, trusting the 10 guys on the field with you and trusting the game plan, what coach is calling, just try and execute it at the highest level that you can.
By and large, and go ahead.
After the game, you talked about how there were those honest conversations had around the bye week. What do you think was the biggest takeaway from those? Like, how do you think they were able to help? Like, what did you think?
Just our approach, mentality, and the energy that we're bringing. So, again, just relying on the veteran leadership that we have in our locker room. You know, like I said, to start this, being fortunate and being happy that we're here working today. And I felt like throughout the whole season, even when we were 6-6, the energy in this building was, I mean, we get to work today. We get to play football today. And that was such a positive light. Guys love being in this facility, love getting treatment, love hanging out in the locker room with each other. And you can feel that when you walk into our locker room.
This year, the top 11 teams that are in the playoffs, top 11 teams in third down conversion are in the playoffs offensively. Only 4 of the top 10 defense are in the playoffs. Does that make any sense to you? In a league that says defense wins championships.
Well, I mean, I think that does show. I mean, you can look at it from both angles, right? Where you're converting at a high rate on third down, but those defenses aren't stopping you. So it's going to take a good defense to stop the offenses that are left in the playoffs right now. And I think that the defense that plays the best, along with obviously the offense, the team that plays the best is going to win games here in the playoffs. But I guess that's kind of a double-edged sword there.
Sean, what message does it send the offense when Sean decides to go for it on 4th and 1 to start the one before?
Yeah. No, I mean, it instills a lot of offense or a lot of confidence in our offense, and to have that trust in that type of situation where, we don't get it, that they've got great field position, but I think our defense too, like trusting, that's in a sense trusting them that they can get the job done too, no matter what situation it is. So that's complementary football right there, and we're going to need that moving forward.
You said that this team feels like it's peaking at the right time. What's leading to that? Like, can you put a finger on kind of why y'all are peaking at the right time?
I think it's just the love and the energy that we have for each other right now, the trust and the communication that we have in practice and throughout the week within our game plans. And obviously, you're seeing guys make plays on the field. And everybody, like, again, we're happy to see our guys make plays. Like, there's nobody not happy. We're rooting each other on. We're each other's biggest fans in this locker room. And again, we want to win football games, and that's the main sense and the main feeling that we have in this facility right now is do whatever it takes to get it done.
Sean said that the Steelers are the most physical team that you guys will face. I know week to week things change. How does the mentality change, though, going from Miami's speed to a more, not saying that Miami's not physical, but going into a Steelers team, weather, all of these things, do you have to mentally prepare differently?
I mean, that's playoff football, I guess, right? And then especially in the Northeast, this is two teams that are used to this type of weather, and the game plans are going to be probably slightly different than what we're both used to. But again, it's whoever can come out on Sunday and execute the best.
I was going to ask you about that in terms of preparation. You guys have been largely pretty productive in marginal or bad weather situations. And I remember, I think it was before that New England playoff game was cold and everything we had talked about. Like, have you got the gloves or warmers or whatever the gear is that you're going to wear? Like, does that help in the preparation going into a game like this?
Yeah, we've got the best equipment guys and the equipment staff in really in the league, in my opinion. Our guys work hard. They do things the right way. They're already prepared for a situation like this, and again, we feel like we've been in these types of games and weather conditions. So we don't focus on that at all because we don't have to because our equipment staff is so good.
Don't pay that make him so effective when he gets onto the field game day?
In practice, I mean, his habits are awesome. Making sure he's catching and tucking the ball in and finishing the plays in practice. He's in the strength room, working on his body and hot tub, cold tub, and making sure that he's physically able to go because he's taken a few hits this season. And, as a rookie, to have this type of season as long as it is, I don't feel like he hit that rookie wall at any point, which is which is pretty cool to see from a rookie.
NFLPA released its All-Pro team, voted on by the players. No Bills players made the list. What's your reaction to that?
Go Bills.